Hi guys, very good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to the video number 496. My name is Ajay and in this video today we're going to talk about the Access VBA events which are directly associated with the Access user forms and which can directly take the control on the user forms and can make pretty awesome programs. So I welcome all of you on this channel, and today we are going to learn the after update event in this. And if you know the channel, then you know that we have basically 400 and all these 496 videos on the Access VBA, MS Excel and Excel VBA, and recently we started the web designing as well. Just to give you the quick update, if you are new to the channel guys, this is the channel name, youtube.com/c/Ajay Kumar Parmar, and I have created I think around 48-49 playlists for you, and these are all those playlist names. You can see this is for the Excel VBA, this is for the Excel, this is for the Access front end, this is for the Access VBA, and this is recently we started for the web designing HTML, right? So you can pause the video and you can note down the sequence. This is the sequence which you must follow if you want to start from the beginning, right? And now what is the playlist? Basically playlist is a icon, is basically is a link. When you go to my channel's front page, or any YouTubers in fact the front page, you get you see this option. So we have created 48 playlists so far, and these are all the different playlists, right? This Access VBA events is looking empty, but by the time when you're going to see this video, you will find here 3-4 videos or maybe more than that, right? Because I'm uploading the videos on the Access VBA, right? So these are all the different playlists guys, for Excel, for Excel VBA, Access and Access VBA, right? Now recently I started the Access VBA. As I promised, I'm going to upload a lot of videos on the Access VBA and on the Access also, right? So now with that attempt, I already uploaded 2 videos back to back. One is on the onload event, and the second is the current event, right? So go and watch those videos as well. And but in this specific video we are going to talk about the what is the after update Access user form event, right? Now the first question comes in our mind is that what are the events, right? Now guys, I have already uploaded many, I think 8 or 10 videos on the Excel VB events also, right? The concept remains the same. So guys, basically events, what we call them, I would say why we call them events, because they are basically the self-triggered macros. They are the self-triggered the VBA programs, right? Like in this video, this is the previous video onload. So in this, as I'm gonna talk about the after update. So what happens whenever the update happens, in your user form, any control of the user form, you can run the macro, right? Now macro can be of your choice. So first of all, let me quickly go there and let me actually talk about this, and then we can discuss in detail. So first thing which you will do is, now as I'm using this dummy table guys, this is, let's say this is a table, and I'm going to simply create a form on this table. So I go to the create and I click on the form, right? I'm not really going into the form designing and all that stuff, right? Because we want to keep these videos as simple as we can, because they are all the basic videos, right? But side by side, I'm also trying to give you the examples, right? After walking you through about the concepts, I'm also giving the example in my every video, so that you can learn more. You can also kind of foresee the practical use of these events. They are very powerful, they are very interesting at the same time, right? So now this is the form I have created. Let me just reduce the width of this. Now that's how the form looks like guys. I click on the form view, right? This is my form. Now you see that when you go to this the next record from here, from this arrow, Basically you can update a new record here. So for example, I can say that, let's say the employee ID is 100, and let's say the first name is test and the last name is also test, right? Now the thing is, guys, the records in the access table using the access forms, we want that at that point in time something should happen, some macro should run. Maybe you can capture the details that who is updating your tables. You can capture the by using the invariant function, you can capture the username as well of the user, right? So you can do a lot of stuff. I mean, that's all up to you. So right now let's go and see that where is this after record event and what sort of thing, how we actually write this program, and what sort of things we can write there. So first of all, what you need to do is you need to go to the design view, because the design view is the view which is made for the programmers. It is not for the users, it is for the programmers. Now this is my basically the access, the design view. Now what you need to do is I simply click on the property sheet of this design view form, and you get to see all these property sheets, right? And as explained in my previous videos also, but still I'll explain because you may have missed out those videos. These all videos are available under the playlist called access user form event, right? Access VBA user form event. So guys, this is the drop down, and these are all the basically the controls. We call them the controls, or you can say that these are basically the objects as well, right? Now if I select first name, you see that this is selected, right? So from here also you can select. If I select, let's say something else, let's say form footer, you see the form footer is selected. If I go and select employee ID, this is going to be selected. Now if you're wondering that how we actually got these names, employee ID, first name, though it is not a part of this video, but still I'll let me just explain you, because your table has these headers: employee ID, first name and last name. So when you created a form from this table, by default the names are transferred to this form also, right? So now what we're supposed to do is, we will not go into these controls, because these controls also have their own event. For example, if I select the employee ID, you see that we have the after update available here as well, but this is applicable to the employee ID. If you want to do any changes in the employee ID, then, and you want to run any macro after that new employee ID gets updated, then you can do that thing here as well. But I'm talking about the forms, right? Because if you write anything after update inside this employee ID, it will not be applicable to the rest of the controls. It is specific to the only the employee ID. So we will go here and we will find it out the form. Look at this, this is the form, guys. So once you select that, this is where we're going to write the program. Now you can select the controls from here, or you can also select the controls from here. For example, if I click here, this is employee ID automatically selected. This is first name is selected. This is my last name is selected. It's like a pivot. When you create the pivots and you make the slicers, so either you can control the pivot from the slicers, or you can do the vice versa also, right? It's like that. So anyways, if you have to go to the form, I can also click here. When you click here, you get to see the form. Generally I use this window, I don't use this window, but it doesn't, I mean, it's not that important, right? It's just the way you feel comfortable you can use, right? Either this or this option, that's all up to you guys. So let's go to the after update event. So I'm just going to click on this button, and when you click on this button, you see here three options: macro builder, expression builder, code builder. Because we are going to write the VB program, we will write the code builder. If you want to use the macro, you can click OK and you can use the macros here. These are all the defined the macros which you can use. If you don't have any idea about the access macros, no worries, you can go and watch access macros playlist on this channel, right? So again I click here, and if you want to create any SQL query, you can use the expression builder as well. This is how it looks like, right? We will not get into that because we don't want to do anything. We want to simply use the VBA. So I select the code builder, guys, and I click OK. Now when you click OK, by default it's going to take you to the just want to create any other event. For example, I want to create an event called, let's say, load event on current event. You can also choose the events from there, but directly from the Visual Basic. You don't have to go there, because when you click here, make sure this has to be the form. You get to see all these, basically the events here. They are all, I mean, there are so many events, guys. I haven't used, I think, the 50% of these events, so they're fantastic, right? So far we have covered what we have covered. I think we have covered 2 events. One is just the current one, and there is another one which is the on load. It would be somewhere here, right? But anyways, you can see all those videos, and you will find it out. So from here also you can choose anything. For example, I want to say that I want to say that deactivate. I select the deactivate, and you see that the subform deactivate is going to be activated. We will talk about this in the coming session, but I was just telling you that not just from here these events, but you can also go from, in the Visual Basic also, you can simply select the events from there, right? Now let's come to the form after update, and let us see what we can do here. So guys, I'm saying that let's say I simply say hi, right? Hi, and I say that you added one record successfully. Let's say this is what I say, right? I'm simply putting the message box, and now what we are supposed to do is I just simply remove this double quotes from here. Now this is done. Now let's see how it is going to run. So you go to the view, and you go to the form view, and I'm now going to close this. First of all, I want to save the changes, right? Now this is my form, and I'm gonna give this name called Ajay form. Let's say this is the name I'm going to give it to my Ajay form. Now when you open this form, you see that I'm going to click here on these record selectors, and they're going to take me to the the new records every time. And you see nothing is happening, because this is just the we are just moving from one record to the another record. Now once I'm on the blank record, and I let's say I activate something. Let's say I not activate, I insert something. Let's say the employee ID is 600, and then I write here, let's say test, and the last name as well, the test, right? Now guys, the moment you're going to click on the next, on this next record, what happens? See this. Hi, you added one record successfully. So this is the update event. Now did you click anywhere to run the macro? You didn't click anywhere, right? There are no buttons, right? They are the self-triggered macros, right? They are the macros who are going to run themselves on meeting certain criterias, and those criterias are going to be defined by you, right? So I said after update event has to be run, so that is why in the after update event this is going to run, right? Now suppose if I add, let's say, one more ID, which is 87, right? Now see what I'm going to do. I just write here, let's say, one more test and test, right? Now if I say refresh all, you see that refresh all means what? It is also means one and the same thing, that the record is added. Okay, the record is going to be added. And if I just take you to this table, you see that this is also added and this is also added. So basically, either you refresh it or you just click here to the blank record, the previous record is going to be deleted. And the same way you can, whenever you save it, once you save it, obviously this is going to be inserted in the table, and you will have that after update fired immediately, right? Now what is more important thing to understand is, because if you remember, I was also telling you that in forms we have some other update events also. In fact, this control has the update event. For example, this is also the after update. The first name, this form also have the after update event. This last name, look at this, guys, this is the last name. Even this has the after update. So what is the difference between these individual controls, after update event and this form update event? So as I was telling you, that they are specific only to these controls. If you do any changes in the first name, and if you have written the after update event in the last name, it's not gonna work on this. But because we are talking about the form events, now form basically is what? Form comprises all the controls, isn't it, guys? So see this now. I'm gonna give you this explanation here without you asking me, because I know that this is the question which which can come up in your mind. So now see this. We go to the last record from here. Okay, now what I do is I am on the blank record. Now I do one thing. I say that the employee ID has to be, let's say, 8999, right? I click here, I click here. You see that the record is not saved yet. This, you see that this pencil mark, this is the edit sign. Now, let's say I don't have the first name and the last name. So the question is, if you refresh all, or if you, let's say, just save this record from here, or if you click, to the next, this 899 is definitely going to be updated in the table Ajay. But will my after update work? Of course it is going to work. Look at this, you have added the one record successfully. So if you go to the Ajay, you will have that. So basically it says that it's going to be applied to the entire form, guys, and that is the difference, right? Like in Excel, if you know the Excel VBA, we have two things in Excel VBA. One is the this workbook event, and one is the sheets event. In the sheets event, if you write anything, that specifically calls for that particular sheet. But if you write anything in the workbook event, it's going to be applicable to all your sheets which are available in that Excel. So it's sort of that way, right? Now many people ask me that is there any possibility we can track who has updated my form? Then definitely, guys, yes, you can do that. Definitely you can do that, because you can run this event. I will be talking about this in my coming, the access projects, which are going to be super advanced. But here we are just talking about the basic things. So you can see that whenever he clicks on the, whenever he adds some record, without user letting him know that there is, or letting her know that, there is the tracker we are maintaining, using this after update event, right? So that's what I wanted to share it with you guys. I hope you have enjoyed this, and I hope, as always, I try to make these videos interesting and also from your MIS training perspective. So I hope this tip you can use in your access project, and it's pretty simple, pretty awesome also at the same time. So with that said, and also wait for my next video. Also we're going to talk something, some more, I'm going to upload some more videos on the access events, so that we can make pretty awesome codes using all these information. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and as usual, subscribe to the channel, and you have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye bye.